Okay, in this video we are going to cover both the greeting, the dear whoever section, and also, more importantly, the body of the letter, the main part of what is your letter, the body of the letter, the what you're writing about. Okay, just quickly on the greeting, which more formally might be called the salutation. It's not important that you know that, but if you ever hear someone say salutation, it's just a very formal way of saying the greeting. So generally in a letter you say dear someone. I'm going to make a couple quick points about this. So here you're going to delete all this junk that's over here. By the way, yes, to whom it may concern is a way to do a business letter if you need to address it and you don't know who it's going to. In this case, this is a letter to the president, so you know who it's going to. In this case, it is whoever the president is at a particular time. And for us, that is Barack Obama. Now, after you write dear, and then the person's name or to whom it may concern, there is a punctuation. And I want to just distinguish something because a lot of students make this mistake. The punctuation can either be what's known as a colon, 2 dots, or a comma. Either one is acceptable. However, the location of that punctuation must be after the person's name. There are a lot of students who do it wrong. I'm going to show you the wrong way. They put that here. They put dear, colon, Barack Obama, or dear, comma, Barack Obama. Wrong. Don't do that, especially don't do that in a business letter. If you do that, points deducted for sure. And by the way, if you do that in a business letter wrong, it just reflects badly on you. A business letter should be formatted perfectly. It should be formatted correctly. It is important that a business letter have all these little things done right. So that's the greeting or the salutation. Now let's talk about the body of the letter. This particular template came with some instructions, and this is the stuff where you're going to write your letter to the president, and it recommends a short introductory paragraph, additional information, and closing information. So that's just some info that you can think about. I'm going to delete all of this stuff. Make sure you don't delete the closing. Okay, you do need to have that sincerely down here, and we'll talk about the bottom half of the letter in the next video. But for now, we're going to delete this stuff that we don't need. Go ahead and delete the stuff we don't need. And you have now a section. And if you like to have a little space when you write, I like to have a little space, and you go up here. Make sure you are not indenting things differently or spacing things differently. Make sure you are aligned to the left so that your paragraphs indeed look like paragraphs and line up. One more thing about the body of the letter that I want to talk about. This is a letter from you to the president. It should have a specific point, a purpose, a discussion. This is your opportunity to tell him about the world. It should not be very informal. It should not be like things like, wow, what's it like to be president? Are you having fun? Do you like basketball? I like trees. What color is your house? No, this is a letter. It should be formal. It should have a point, and it should have, it should be an important point, something related to politics, something that's going on in the news, something that's going on in education that affects your life, or something else. If you are stuck and you can't think of a topic, go online. You are allowed in my class to research. Feel free to go to Google and just find out what's going on in the news and latch onto one of those topics. But if you write a letter to the president and you turn in a letter to me and it is like random chatter that makes no sense, stuff that you would write to your buddy, that's not okay. I'm not going to, go over it with a fine-tooth comb and hammer you about whether I think your topic was correct or not correct, but I am looking for you to talk about something of substance, something of importance. It's a letter to the president, so make sure that you take it seriously. By the way, some people now ask me, are we going to send these letters? And I don't send them. I don't have stamps and stuff for you to send them. However, you can send your letter if you would like to. If you would like to send your letter, I recommend it. You can do it on your own. You're allowed. Just tell me that you're going to print. Don't print. Well, but when we're done with this project, if you want to print it and actually send your letter to the president, I highly recommend it. Students come back to me who do this, and they show me they get a full package with pictures from the president and from the White House and so forth. And the question people always say is, will he read my letter? And the answer is, well, probably not. He gets a lot of letters from a lot of people, and he doesn't have time to read every single letter that comes in, but somebody there will read it. So be careful what you write too, because if you write something that is considered bad or illegal, it will be followed up on. I promise you. But feel free to send these and when we're done with this project, you can do that. Okay, that is the end of this letter. Make sure you have at least a full paragraph. For many of you, especially my 7th and 8th grade, it should be a couple paragraphs, and they should be logically put together. Okay, that's the end of this video.